and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joking. I'm gotta give it a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry Biscuit. It's almost time. It's almost time, and it's almost time for the regular season, but we got one more game. It's only one more game. Now look, the team we're playing might make the game sound kind of exciting, but most of you guys know what the fourth game of the preseason is. It's not really anything, honestly. I'm not going to try to boost the game up or try to sell you this game. That's not my job in the first place. Like, it's going to be some kind of exciting matchup versus the Steelers, and we're going to see just how well Dante Jackson can cover Antonio Brown, or how well our D-line and linebackers can hit Le'Veon Bell or something like that. I'm going to be real with you. No one's playing. But when I say no one's playing, I mean none of the real starters are playing. We might see some third-string guys come in there for a little bit, and we'll see a few second-string guys come in. But one thing you really should be interested in is we are cracking the mold again. We're wearing another never-before-seen jersey combination, white tops, black bottoms. Look, I said it before. I said I was wrong before. And look, maybe someone in the Panthers office watches my videos and said, you know what, Shellitronnn, we're going to get you. You said we're never going to wear the black. We're never going to mismatch our colors. We're never going to mismatch all these things. I'm going to get you. So look, hey, prove me wrong. Keep proving me wrong, guys. Hey, I don't care. I like this. I like what we're doing here. David Tepper might be the man. I don't know. He might be the man on top. But for the most part, this is the final tryout for a lot of these guys in the team. Now, a lot of you guys may know or may not know, actually. I know I didn't know, actually. I won't say a lot of you guys did know. But I think it was 2 years ago, the NFL changed the rule from where, you know, how it was like after week 2, you had some cuts. After week 3 of the preseason, you had some cuts. And then after the last game, you had your final cuts, and you had to have your actual 53-man roster by that Saturday. All this is this year, what we have, I think this year and last year, it was all one cut the day after the 4th preseason game, so that's going to be Saturday for us. So we're going to have to see a lot of these guys step up. And the kind of cool thing about this game is there's no real game plan for this game. It's just prove yourself. I went on the Steelers side to see if they actually had a game plan, if they had like any players they want in the spotlight, or any kind of like something they want to work on with some of these lower level guys. And basically it's all the same thing. It's a tryout. But there's a really good quote from Mike Tomlin on the Steelers site saying, you know, these guys know exactly what this game is. These guys on the fringe, you know, 3rd string, 4th string, and beyond know what this game is. It's the final tryout, the final real workout for these guys. And we need to see all they can do. And, you know, sometimes when people get in your head, you don't know if you're a player. Some guys work well under pressure. Some guys, you know, falter under pressure. And he says he doesn't care. He actually wants to put that pressure on, let them know. He doesn't want to think that he's overstating it. He wants to see how these guys actually work out and play under that pressure, knowing this could be their last chance to make this team, or really any actual NFL roster. And he wants to see just how well they work under pressure. And that's something I really didn't think about when I was making that last video I did, when I talked about, you know, this being the last tryout for these guys. This is a lot of pressure on these guys. And you do, as a head coach, you do want to put that kind of pressure on them. Like, look, I know that you know this could be your last shot in the NFL. So I want to see everything you have right here. Like, I need to see all you got right now. And that's what these guys are kind of working under right now. We want to see, and I'm not going to pretend that there's like something super exciting going on in this game. As for the Panthers, we're going to see Taylor Heineke play the first quarter. We're going to see Garrett Gilbert play the second quarter. And then we're going to let Kyle Allen try out and see if he can play in another city for the whole second half. Because let's be honest, we're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. We have a lot of positions we need to fill for this roster right now. So we're not going to, I mean, no one really carries 4 quarterbacks in the first place anyway. So that was going to be dead from the beginning. We want to see how our O-line does. We want to see just how our, you know, maybe these younger receivers, see if we can get some guys who are going to be gunners on special teams. But I think what we're really looking for is some of these guys who are lower on the depth chart for the O-line and cornerbacks. I think we really want to see Corn Elder. I think Corn Elder, Ladarius Gunter are 2 big names that we really want to see how they do, because throw up this depth chart here. I did a quick little, you know, my depth chart predictions for defense and offense. I'll go with defense first. See, so the black is guys that I already marked out that probably won't make it. F.A. Adoba was kind of a hard one because I'm not really sure between Deshaun Hall and F.A., but I have to go with Deshaun Hall. And it's because we have to cut players some places. Vernon Butler and Kendrick Norton. This is a position battle right here. This is just saying, you know, just by skill and what I can see out of these guys, I don't know what Vernon Butler's contract's looking like, if it costs more to cut him, or if we just have to, if we're just kind of low-key stuck with him right now. We haven't seen very much out of him, but, I mean, just production-wise, but it really depends on how the contract looks for a former first-round pick. He can get kind of dicey there. Thomas Davis has an orange line. That just means he has an injury. Kevon Seymour and Captain Munnerlyn have red lines. These are approved lines. I have to see a lot out of these two because, I mean, look, Captain Munnerlyn has a little bit of a leg up because he has a veteran voice and he's been in the locker room for a while. Kind of like how, Mike Adams has a veteran voice, but he hasn't been on the team for a long time. So it's a kind of different veteran voice. Same thing with Torrey Smith. He has a veteran voice, but he was an Eagle last year, not a Panther. And Captain Munnerlyn's been on the team for a long time. Interrupted, but he's been a long-time Panther. So it's kind of hard to take away that veteran leadership out of Captain Munnerlyn from the team. So that's a little bit of a weird situation. But honestly, I wouldn't be too sad to go with James Bradbury, Dante Jackson, Corn Elder, Lorenzo Doss, and Ladarius Gunter. Be real with you. Be 100% real with you. I mean, if we keep Seymour or Munnerlyn, I guess I keep Munnerlyn more so, but I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be upset if we cut either one of these and kept the other. I like James Bradbury, Dante Jackson, and Corn Elder, and then seeing what Doss and Gunter can do, backing those guys up. I like that a lot, to be honest with you. I think our front seven is pretty set there. I mean, we all know the starters are going to be good. I like Wes Horton and Brian Cox Jr., David Mayo, Ben Jacobs backing up the linebacking core with Jermaine Carter. That's a definite. I feel really confident about those guys. And then we get to our offense, and there's a lot of questions here, and I mean a lot. It really starts with our offensive line. How many guys do we keep? We have Amini Silatolu and Darrell Williams who are injured right now. I'm not really sure what the extent of Amini's injury is so far, how long we'll keep him out, or if he's even back already or not. I don't remember, honestly. But at least Darrell Williams, we're not sure if he's going to be back for the next 2 months or so, maybe a month. So I want to see, it's kind of hard to know exactly what we have there at the O-line. Jeremiah Searles, luckily, he's like a master of all trades. He's been listed at the left guard, right guard, and right tackle position. So he can do a lot of different things. And that's what I think Greg Van Roten was listed at on the depth chart last year. He had several different spots that he was listed at. And it's good to have those kind of Swiss Army knife guys. So they know a lot of different things, and they can be solid at different places depending on where injuries happen or if people kind of fall off in their skill set, whatever. We have someone else who can step up in multiple places, so we don't have to have like keeping 3 different guys at different places. We have one guy who can do a couple things pretty well, solid enough to warrant not having to pick up another guy to fill up another roster spot. Because another question we have here is receiving core. Do we keep 5 guys or 6? Because, this is like a problem we haven't had in a long time, is we actually have solid receivers everywhere. The X, the Z, we have the slot looking really good. I mean, Devin Funchess, Curtis Samuel, Demir Byrd, Torrey Smith, Jarius Wright, and DJ Moore. These are guys that I think there's a lot of different spots for them. If you see my depth chart that I drew up, I have a few spots that I switched up here. I kept Devin Funchess 1, I kept Torrey Smith 2. And I put Curtis Samuel at the 3 because he's been working really hard. I think he's a lot farther along than Jarius Wright and DJ Moore. But really, Jarius Wright is more of a possession kind of guy, third and medium kind of guy, a real security blanket there, kind of like an Amendola type of player where you can depend on him in spots and look, if I need a third down, he can get there behind the zones. He's really slippery. He can catch that ball, and he may not get a lot of rack, and he may not be like a burner up the field, but he can get what you need, and he's there for you when you need him. And as for DJ Moore, don't let him being number 6 on my list make you feel some kind of way. I mean, he could be above Demir Byrd it doesn't really matter, honestly. I think that DJ Moore has a little bit more time to grow. And he's a rookie. There's no problem with him, starting off week 1, not super high on the depth chart. He doesn't have to be a day 1 all-star, A1 kind of guy. He doesn't have to become Julio Jones in a day. So I think he'll be put in different packages. And even our wide receivers coach, whose name escapes me right now, I read the article not too long ago, but he did an assessment of the guys, and he said they think that they threw way too much at DJ Moore way too soon. They gave him the whole playbook of playing everywhere at all times. Look, remember all this, when his skill set right now is his supreme athletic ability. They say, you know what? Instead of throwing the whole book at him right now, why don't we, decide to give him a bucket of plays, to use their words. Say, look, do these things perfectly, and the other stuff will come later. Let's let your skill set shine and doing these things, and then we'll throw more on your plate as you're ready to eat it. So I think DJ Moore, you know, being a situational kind of guy and growing and getting higher and working his way higher on the depth chart as his skill set improves, as his production improves. And the thing is, we don't need to force him to be out there. Last year, we would need to force DJ Moore to be on the field. This year, with talent everywhere, they can hold down the fort. He doesn't need to be the starter. He doesn't need to be the first guy in to replace someone. I think he'll be all right situationally. Cameron Payne, I know I went kind of hard on you in the last video, but you're still out. I have Christian McCaffrey, C.J. Anderson, Kenyon Barner in, and I really like how I feel about that a lot. Oh yeah, the red lines here: Tyler Larson and Greg Van Roten. It's sad, but one of these two probably have to go this year. I like Tyler. I like both of them, honestly. I like both. And Ryan Khalil's getting kind of older, which means maybe he might be a little bit injury prone. I don't know. But if he goes down, we're going to need some help. And it's kind of sad that it's both the centers that I have marked here. But I like Jeremiah Stroles a lot, obviously. Taylor Moton can't go. None of the starters can really go. Trey Turner, Stila Tolu, Darrell Williams. We can't cut those guys. Brendan Mahone, I think, has been really solid. And I think if we're going to... And Blaine Clossel... Maybe he's the guy to go. Maybe if Blaine Clossel's gone, then we can keep both of these guys. But he's our second string left tackle. And look, he might come in handy in the season. And we don't want to get rid of our second string left tackle for a guy who has to like fill in somewhere and learn how to play left tackle out of nowhere. So I think it's looking like one of our backup centers. And it's a hard choice. I'm not really sure. But what are your guys' thoughts, man? What are you guys looking for in the fourth preseason game? Do you even watch the fourth preseason game? I won't blame you at all if you don't choose to watch the fourth preseason game because ain't much to see. But this is going to be such an interesting year for us that I can't look away from these kind of position battles and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm really into. Anyway, man, let me know in the comments below. And you already know to do that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.